I didn't know there was going to be a roast today, but if there was a roast, I still would have told this story, because if you want jokes, you got to give me coins with actual monetary value. So, when I first moved to Los Angeles for the first time, 20 years ago, I got myself this rad used leather jacket, my first leather jacket ever. It was $40. I called it my Shaft jacket, because it looked like the jacket that Richard Roundtree wore in the original movie Shaft, and also because whenever I put that jacket on, I heard theme music. That like total Curtis Mayfield, like with the horns going like da 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 da, and Isaac Hayes string section going, and backup vocalists are telling me how awesome I am, how the men want to be like me, the women wanted to be with me. I was badass. That kind of a rad jacket. And I love this thing. And I was like totally broke, and I got a gig like in LA, and I couldn't afford the bus because I spent my money on a jacket. But they told me, it's in LA, it's right off of Fairfax, and I'm thinking like, oh, I know Fairfax, that's where the Jewish delis are, so I'll just go walk there. But what I didn't realize, because I just moved to LA, is Fairfax is actually a really long road. It's about 4 to 5 miles, and like 1 block is Jewish delis. And the rest is just Los Angeles. And there's all kinds of neighborhoods. And I had no fucking idea where I was. And I just kept walking and walking, but I'm cool because I got my badass jacket on. So I'm doing my rock and roll strut down the street, and I'm getting so caught up in agreeing with everything that the imaginary backup vocalists in my head are saying about me that I'm not aware of the 3 very real thugs walking the sidewalk about 20 feet ahead of me. So instead of discreetly walking across the street and continuing, I have to subtly walk past them and have them not like take interest in me. So I'm thinking like, all right, be cool, just keep going, don't do anything stupid, and don't look at them. And I approach them, and the big guy in the middle says, I like your jacket. And for some reason, I stop and I say, thank you. I think it was like the affirmation that was badass by like an actual like objective thug. And so then I'm like happy, and I'm on my way back to the club, and the guy goes, can I have your jacket? And I say, no, because I thought he was joking. And he goes, you don't understand. I like your jacket. Can I have it? And I'm thinking like, oh man, I think I'm being mugged. And then I immediately flashed to my one visual like reference to a mugging, which was this 2-part episode of The Jeffersons, where George at the end of part 1 gets mugged behind the dry cleaners, and he gets stabbed, and he's wearing a leather jacket. And I'm thinking like, oh man, I don't want to get stabbed like George Jefferson. And I'm thinking like maybe I should like hit him and run, like maybe the other guys won't notice. But like, let's face it, these arms aren't made for fighting. And like, I don't know where I am, and I don't know if they're packing heat or whatever. So I give him my jacket. And yeah, I was really bummed. And then the dude says to me, you got any money? And I said, dude, if I had any money, you wouldn't have a jacket right now because I'd be on the bus. And then he puts his fist out, like in front of my gut, and I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to get stabbed now. But he was actually waiting for me to give him like a fist pound. Because it was a very congenial mugging. It was like a friendly exchange, except for that jacket part. And then, like, he lets me go. But now instead of being super fly, I'm super loser. And my new theme music is a pair of kazoos humming. I get to the club, and I see the headliner. He's got a cell phone. So I'm like, dude, you gotta lend me your cell phone, because I just got mugged. And I explain what happened, and he goes, wait a minute, let me get this straight. A guy on the street tells you he likes your jacket and asks you if you'll give it to him, and you give it to him. That's not a crime. That's a gift. So he wouldn't give me his cell phone. And I never called the police, and I never saw my jacket again. And to this day, over 20 years later, I still don't know for sure if I was mugged or if I was just a really, really nice coward. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. I love this place. 5 more years.